ABC, and this is Stacy Croninger, and I am actually in Las Vegas tonight for the Me Alicia convention this weekend. Some of you may have heard about this new company that is now part of the Youngevity family, Jewelry, and so we're excited to introduce them to some of the other Youngevity products. So we also have Roxanne, who is located in Georgia with us, and Brooke is in Utah manning the question line. So if you have questions, she'll be answering those as quickly as she can. We appreciate everyone joining us. And to get us started tonight, let's remind you about what our special is. This month, we have 10% off on all digital scrap pages, as well as 12 by 12 post-bound albums. 10% off, that's great. So if you've been working on those scrap pages, waiting for this sale, this is the time to get those printed, and then you have them ready to go into your albums. And if you need a new album, might as well grab yourself a 12 by 12 post-bound album as well. So make sure you catch that sale. It goes on until the end of July. At this point, I'm going to give away 25 publishing points to one of our listeners. We'll do it again halfway through and one more time at the end. And tonight, we're going to give it to Teresa Barth. Teresa Barth, you are the lucky winner of 25 points. And Brooke will make sure that those get put into your account. So without further ado, we're going to turn the time over to Roxanne. Roxanne's going to go through. It's as easy as ABC. Thanks so much, Roxanne.
Thanks for having me on again. I love being here with you guys, and I love technology. I love that we can be in 3 different states and have all of you join us, and we are together and going to go through this great class. We're going to start with some inspiration tonight. Let's see what we have here. I wanted this class to be as easy as ABC or 1, 2, 3, so I came up with a lot of very quick and easy projects that you can do ahead of time. Most of them need maybe one name customized on it, like your teacher's name, or some of them don't need anything at all. I know this is a crazy time of year, and I hate to even be talking about back to school at this point, but my kids actually start here in Georgia 3 weeks from today. It doesn't seem possible, but here we are already. So I'm hoping some of you throughout the country have a little bit more time to get your projects done. But these projects are a great way to have a little something ready to give to your children's teacher on the first day of school. How nice it would be for them all to receive something that's customized, special, and to make them feel welcomed on their first day. So I know our Subway prints are always a big seller, and people love them. They're easy to do, they're fun, they're cute. And so I came up with this first classroom rules design, and it is all in basic. We have a great art collection called, what is it called? School rules or something. I'll come to it. It's in the presentation. But it's got great basic art. It has tons of these fun globes and buses and apples and backpacks and books. So it's a great collection to work with. So I got a lot of different designs out of just using this one collection. We have the 11 by 14 print available, which is great for just a simple frame behind glass. Looks great. You can see all the template numbers up here at the top as we go through, and this is what you would type into the template gallery search engine to find these exact projects. And I also took this project here, I started with this one, and I used the import page feature. Import page is absolutely one of my favorite, best things about Studio that I love. And I imported it directly onto this 8 by 20 canvas. So you can see it's exactly the same words all the way up until always keep your hands to yourself, which is this one. So it was a little short. So all I did is I moved this have fun. I wanted to conclude at the bottom, so I moved that down and just came up with, I copied this section, pasted it, and just changed the words so I could, make it as long or as short as I needed to. So it's really easy to convert projects from one size to another, or even product to product, with the import page, and I'll show you how to do that a little bit later on. We also have a lot of options available with our Premier Art. This one is a little bit different. It's a little more playful, elementary. I use this one for kindergarten here, Keep Calm and Teach On. And in this art collection here, you'll find all the different classes, first grade, second grade, and so on. So once again, this has one teacher's name to customize, and you're ready to go with either this is an 11 by 14 print, or you can do an 8x8 canvas. If you wanted larger again, you import a page onto a 12x12 and it will fit perfectly. There's also this adorable love mug, which would be a great introduction gift. You know, fill it with pencils and a little ribbon, or you could fill it with candy. Lots of things you can do with a mug. I know sometimes right away going into back to school, the first day of school, we don't have a picture with the teacher. As you can see here, this one uses a picture. But you could always use, you know, on the school website, there's always pictures, headshots of the teachers, or a picture of the school, or maybe a monument out front. You could always drop in one of those pictures that you can clip from the school website, or you could remove the picture altogether and just put in some more text to be your subway art. So I love Studio and our templates because they are all customizable. So if you see a word or a phrase that doesn't work, you can always change it up. And on the same Keep Calm, Teach On, I've done this before. This is a bucket that I made a couple years ago, actually, but it's so cute. It was great for a first day thing. There's really no customization needed at all. So I would go ahead, you know, be prepared before that first day of school. I know the last thing you want to do is be worrying about teacher's gifts, but all you have to do is, you know, grab this template, see if it's all okay, and hit the publish button, and it'll be on its way back to you right away with little to no effort. So basically, it's on the 12x12 scrap page here, which are very inexpensive, and then you'll just cut out each of the shapes. Each page makes 2 buckets here. These are these clear plastic pails, or like paint buckets, 1 gallon size, that you would buy at a Hobby Lobby or a Michael's or any of your other Joann's craft stores. You can also find them online. Just search or Google for clear plastic pails, 1 gallon size. They are great. You'll adhere the front label to the front, and then the little circle here goes on the top of the can. And then I filled it with all sorts of what a teacher needs to survive for the year. So it was fun, you know, tape and, you know, the whiteout and staples and paper clips and gum and hand sanitizer and Band-Aids and throat lozenges. So I just kind of went to Target one day and saw what was available, but it just makes this adorable little gift that the kids can carry in on their way into the first day of school. You can do all sorts of fun things with ribbon on the handles, and there's a tag. So just have fun with these buckets. We actually have lots of different designs for teachers available in the template gallery. So you could just type in teacher or school, and bucket, I think is the term we use, bucket or pail, and that should show you some different options for that as well. Oh, Rule of School was the collection I did the first subway arts on. So that's the one that has all the great different pieces, and it's all in basic. So here's that globe again, schoolhouse, you know, cute little owl on the school bus. So fun. So what I'm doing this year for my kids' teachers, or my youngest one actually, because this is a little more elementary school, I'm going to put a pack together of things. I'm going to get a little gift bag basically, and I've got note cards here, so you can just change the teacher's name and make maybe 5 note cards, and then you could bundle those together with a nice little ribbon, so tie that nice little grouping. There, she's going to get a notepad here. There's a number 2 here, but you just swap out the number 2 to whatever grade level your child is in, or if you don't want the grade per se, there's so many different little embellishments to choose from. You could just drop a backpack in instead if you'd like. The notepad, a little cute mug. The little design goes all the way. And on the other side is kind of a matching ribbon, but it's got the school name on it. What else? Oh, there's labels here. These are our large address labels, which is fun. She'll get those, and then she could apply it like a book plate on any of her books, or put them on folders. And then there's also an ornament. So an ornament, I've seen these done before. You tie a nice ribbon in them, and they're like little door hangers, so the teacher can hang it on the outside of her door, or if she has a wreath, it could hang inside the wreath. I'm going to actually have that little ornament hanging from the gift bag, like as kind of the tag. And then I came up with this really cute school matching game. It's basically on our playing card deck, and I think there's 4 is how you do it for the matching game. Matching game is similar to Go Fish. It's kind of the same. You could call it Go Fish if you wanted to. But each of the 4 cards will have an owl, and then there'll be 4 cards with the schoolhouse, and then 4 cards with the globe. So it's a cute little matching game. So literally all you need to do to customize this is put in your teacher's name. So it's so quick and easy, and she'll get this nice little gift bag full of all these little goodies that she can use throughout the year. So I think this is a great idea. Won't take you much time at all to put this together and have a wonderful gift for your teacher. We also have a lot of fun with address labels. The little candies wrapped around the Hershey Nuggets have been so popular, so we keep expanding kind of our thoughts and designs around these address labels. It's amazing that these address labels that are normally address labels turn into these cute little adorable candy wrappers. So when you place an order for the address labels, you'll say you want a quantity of 1, and in the quantity of 1, there's 54 labels that come with that single order for as low as $2.63. So 54 labels for $2.63, which is a great, very economical cost. So you just have this cost plus the cost of some candy. So I think last month we showed you how to use an address label, and Brooke figured out that they actually fit perfectly on the little snack size Hershey milk chocolate bars. So basically you just adhere it right to the front. It's a perfect fit. And I'm sure there's other snack size candies out there that will work as well. The Hershey just fits perfectly because it's a nice flat bar. So you could put the label on one side and have the Hershey's show on the other, or put a label on both sides. But these would be great to little handout, on the first day of school, put on the kids' desk, or, give I probably would do a whole bunch of them for the teacher, and then put them in a bag of cellophane bag, and tie with a ribbon. Would really look cute, and maybe stick it inside of the mug that I showed you earlier. So a nice little candy gift bag in the mug. That would be great. This is actually, we're calling this school bus flags. These little flags would be great as cupcake toppers, or in a little plate of fruit, if you're doing a little kind of brunch thing the first day. You can see here, they're just the address labels folded in half around a toothpick. So you would just pop them into the top of a cupcake or whatever fruit you have. These also would look really cute on the top of a straw for drinking, or I actually have some here at the house, and I actually put them around the tops of pencils. So they look like a little bus flag on the top of the pencil. So really cute. They're just adorable, and it kind of follows the whole little back-to-school theme really perfectly. And then the last one here you see is, we're calling this on the school bus. I think this is school bus candy, I think. But basically, this one just wraps around our favorite Hershey Nuggets here. You leave them just wrapped as they come in the package, and this label just wraps around it perfectly. And as you can see in this photo here, it looks like a little school bus is driving. So I think the little kids are going to have a lot of fun sitting in class the first day, driving the little school buses around. So I thought these were a real clever idea, so I hope you guys like these. And we've been showing the last couple months these great new cupcake wraps that we've developed. This is the perfect for, first day a treat. It could be for a treat for the teacher, or it could be for all the students. We don't have a real life one mocked up, but I wanted to show you the one that we had done from Father's Day. They can either have a straight top, or you can scallop the edges. There's a template for a scalloped edge as well. And then the little circles you cut out, and they make cupcake toppers just with a toothpick. There's a circle on each side of the toothpick, and then put into the cupcake. So no customization, once again, needed. These are all plain. The only customization is down here at the bottom on the little circles. I put the teacher's name, like Miss Goodwin here, but if you didn't want that, you could just delete it off, or you could delete these and just duplicate these if you wanted them all to have the teacher's name on them. So lots of different things you can do to customize, but it will not take you long at all. It's all set up and ready to go. So
hey, Roxanne,
I know these, yeah.
Also, because you may not be doing cupcakes first day, but Brooke showed how to use these for fruit cups as well. So you could put fruit in another little container and then wrap these around. So there's lots of possibilities besides cupcakes if people are thinking, oh, I don't want to do sweets on that first day.
Yeah, the fruit looked beautiful. There was like raspberries and strawberries and blueberries. I think on our Facebook page you can see one of our patriotic ones that Brooke had done. but the toothpick will still fit right into one of the pieces of fruit or something, but that would be really great so you don't have too much sugar for the kids.
Yeah.
Too much hyperness on the first day is not good for the teacher. So, but anyway, so you can actually make these a whole bunch, print as, if there's 20 kids in the class, you'll just print out however many pages you need to make sure each kid has their own little special cupcake wrap. Or if you just wanted to print out a single page, you could give a single cupcake to the teacher. And we just kind of searched on Pinterest to see what we could find for cute little wrappings just for an individual serving. Just that sheet that I showed you before, the 12 by 12 page, printed 4. You could do one for the teacher, one for the principal, one for the school nurse, and sometimes there's an assistant teacher in the class, or it could be, the front desk lady. But I thought these were real clever ideas of how to make one cupcake or one little container full of fruit look really cute. So this one here is these little half-size mason jars just turned upside down. It's just cute. You'll just put it on the lid and then screw it back up into the top. Would look adorable. And then the other way is just taking one of those inexpensive plastic cups. They're probably, 4 or 5 inches tall, something like that. And then just put the cupcake inside the cup. You can see the cup here. And then just slide it into a cellophane bag with a little bow tied on. So you would see the design of the cute little customized cupcake wrap through the mason jar or through the cup. So this is a great way to take the teacher a single treat instead of having to bring the whole class cupcake. So that would be a real special way to present it to her. And I just want to make sure we get a lot of our ideas off of Pinterest. We see things. We see you guys pinning on Pinterest. So we know what you guys like and are looking for. If you haven't joined Pinterest yet, it's a great time. There are so many wonderful things out there. It'll give you an idea of a starting point if you're looking for a certain party theme or a funny quote or saying to go on a project you're working on. Heritage Makers does have its own Pinterest page. When you go to Pinterest, you'll search for Heritage Makers. This is the actual URL here, but it's just listed under Heritage Makers. And Our Memories for Life also has their own page for traditional and hybrid scrapping. So it's on OMFLYGY is their site. So you can find both of those and follow those on Pinterest. And then the other labels that I love are our large address labels. These are very fun too. They're large mailing address labels, and there's 12 labels per order. So when you put in your order, it's a single order, and you'll receive 12 of these labels. So I did a couple of different designs. I started with this one, which happened to be in Premiere, and it says, "You were meant to teach." But when I do a Premiere design, I usually like to try to convert it over to a basic design as well. So this one here is in basic, and it's just as cute. They're just different but similar. So I just changed the wording a little bit. This one says, "You were meant to teach," from Cassandra, and this one was, "You were meant to be my friend," from Cassandra. So you could use them for teachers, or you could use it maybe later on for a Valentine's Day or just a special friend day. Just keep them handy. You might use one or two now, and then later on you might give another friend another goodie. But this one's really flexible. These great labels, you could put them on the top of, the Altoid or other, the tins of mints that come. All the mints are slightly different shapes, so some you'll need to cut down a little smaller, some fit exactly, so you'll just need to retrim your design to fit on whatever tin of mints that you choose. You could do mint chocolate chip cookies in a little cellophane bag, like homemade goodies, and just the label on the front. I know a lot of times these mason jars full of all the ingredients to make mint chocolate chips are really popular too. The labels will look great on the front of mason jars. You could, put a nice piece of fabric or bow around the top of the mason jar for some extra decoration. Or you could do something like green mint M&Ms and do a little bag full of them as well. So there's lots of different ideas. I know there's mint lifesavers, junior mints. So any of those boxes or candies, you can just put the sticker right on top of it, and you'll have a quick and easy gift. You just need to be customized with your child's name, and you are good to go. Chocolate. We can always use more chocolate in our lives. So this is designed by Sarah Wise that she had done last year, which was really popular for kind of first day of school gifts, as well as Teacher Appreciation Day. These went over really big at Teacher Appreciation Time. So basically, this is a 12 by 12 scrap page, which are on special this month, so it's a great time to do them. And they just need a little customization. You know, they each say a different teacher's name. You could have your teacher's name, principal's name, school nurse name, or if you don't quite know who those are, you could just say the school name on the front if you'd like, or your child's name. So you just customize it. There's ways to kind of work around not knowing the teacher's name right away, or it could say welcome even. So, you know, welcome back to school, something like that. So they're really cute. So out of the 12 by 12 scrap page, you're going to get 12 of the wraps. And they basically fit around your standard size Hershey bar. So they're adorable. You'll just tape them together on the back, and you've got an adorable little Hershey wrapper and chocolate bar to give to the teacher. So in Studio, or when you're looking through the template gallery, a lot of times you won't see exactly what you're looking for. Maybe you're looking for, you love this chocolate bar wrapper idea, but you're searching for a birthday party or a Christmas one. Well, not all the time do we have time to do every season or holiday in this chocolate wrapper. So sometimes you have to kind of look through different categories and see things. Well, maybe you think this is a great idea for Christmas gifts, you know, for maybe stocking stuffers or something like that. I would go ahead and tag this in your template gallery by putting it in your favorites, you know, clicking on that little heart to add it to your favorite so you can come back and find it later, because you can customize these. They're all set up perfectly and technically correct, the right size and everything, and then you can just go in and change it up to fit whatever you need. So let's go ahead and go into Studio, and let me show you how to do that really quickly. Okay, so I've gone ahead and opened the school candy bar wrappers. And one of our templates that need a little bit of craftiness to it or some further instructions, they're usually listed either on the side or somewhere on the project if there's some room. So it basically tells you that it gives you 4 candy bar wrappers, and you're looking for the 1.55 ounce of the Hershey chocolate bars. Great, and it tells you exactly what to do. So let's go ahead and say I'm having a dinosaur birthday for my son. So let's go see what we can do to change this up for dinosaurs. So I'm going to go to my art collection, which is down here in the Content Explorer. For those of you who are new, if you can see down here this little thing with 3 lines, I'm just going to click on that and it opens it. And then when I click on it again, it closes it. So I'm going to open that up. I'm going to go to Art Collection, and I am going to type in dinosaur and see what we have. Okay, let's see. This is a newer collection, the Stomp. Let's see what we've got in here. So I kind of just look and see if it's got the look and feel that I'm looking for. Yeah, these are pretty cute. Let's see what we can do here. So basically, our platform works on all the drag and drop principles, so it's really easy. So what you're going to do, whatever you'd like to change, like this paper here background, you're going to click it so that it's selected. You can see the red outline here. And then we're going to scroll down to our papers, and then whatever you want to bring up, you just click it and hold it down, and we're going to drag it up. And as we're dragging, we're going to see this Drop Art Here to Swap button appears, and we want to drop our paper right into there. And then it just automatically swaps out the paper. So let's make a couple different designs here. Let's see what other paper we have. Yep, maybe this one. Let's try this one. So everything's set up exactly how it should be in place. So we're just dragging and dropping to swap out. I don't have to move anything around at all. So let's do this one gray. So I'm just dragging. If you are dragging a paper up and you don't drop it right into that little red rectangle there that says Drop Art Here to Swap, it looks like you did. You think you're dropping it in the paper here. It'll just put it on top. So if it just puts it on top, just hit your delete key on your keyboard and that will remove it. So you want to click on your paper again, click down below, and you're going to drag, and you've got to drop it right into that button. So that works that way. The other way to do it, if you're having trouble hitting that little red drop to swap button, is if you drag a paper up, if you hold down the control key, you can drop it anywhere in the paper. So the control key is kind of your shortcut. Let me show you that again. If I hold down the control key, bring in my paper, I don't have to put it in that drop art here to swap box exactly. I can put it anywhere in the paper and it will go in. So let's try it over here on the side. There. Did that work? I'm having a bit of a delay tonight. It is sticking for some reason. All right, see it, I missed it, so let's just go ahead and delete that again. Delete, let's try it again. Hold down the control key. And I think on Apple it might be the command key instead of the control key. All right, so let's see here. The school bus, let's do a little dinosaur here. So there's a couple of different ways you can add the dinosaur. You can either drop on a dinosaur, you can do the drop to swap, so it replaces the bus. But that made it a little small, so you might have to, I'm going to go here to my toolbox. I'm going to unlock it, and I'm going to remove the crop. And I'm going to grab a corner to stretch it just a little bigger. I just wanted it a little bigger here, so it looks just right. And then this circle, it actually looks okay here, but I might want to change the circle background. Let's go in a little bit bigger. I'm going to see what circles are available. There's buttons, circles. Let's just use this one here. So I'm going to drag and I'm going to drop again. I see that circle is a little bit smaller, so I'm going to unlock. And then I'm going to drag the corners again here to make it a little bit bigger. I want to keep it green if I can. See how I'm stretching it? Yellow, orange. On any of our paper products, we recommend keeping it in the green for optimum printing. It'll be real clear that way. So I always try to keep it with a green, what we call a rubber band around the outside. So that looks good. Let's say it's for a birthday party. So let's say Roar then is 4, something like that. We could do that, real cute. Let's see, let's change this one up. Let's do this little gray dino here. I'm just dragging and dropping right into that square. And sometimes if you'll notice, if there's an embellishment and I drop it in, if they are different sizes, it keeps the box or the crop from the embellishment before. So a lot of times you'll see this. So you'll need to select it, go to your toolbox again, unlock it, and go, you'll see this crop image, you want to remove the crop. So that takes off the previous image crop. So then we just kind of bring this guy up a little bit bigger. Great, let's drop a different background on him again. So I've just grabbed that circle. Let's try this one again. Oh, I missed it. One more time. Great, we're going to unlock it, and I'm going to drag it up a little bit bigger by the corner. Perfect. And then this one could say, I'm just double clicking on the text box, double click so I get my cursor and highlight. Once again, we could say Roar Ben is 4, or since it's a template, we could change it up and we could do something like your dino might. And if you noticed, my text was too long, so you need to be aware when you type something, make sure that the text box fits everything. If it doesn't, go ahead and unlock the text box, and you're just going to grab the corner and you're going to open it up a little bit more. So it just opens up the text box. But as you can see, this one's a little too big for the banner ribbon here. So I'm probably just going to go over to my toolbox, and on my font size here, it's at 29. I'm probably just going to click it down like 2 times, 27, maybe a little more space. Let's do 25. And then as I made it smaller, it kind of shifted it up a little bit. So I'm just going to grab the top here and move it down a little bit so that it looks nice and visually centered. See how cute that is? I just love it. We're just making birthday party chocolate wrappers real quick. It's so much fun. So is everybody getting how I'm doing that? Do I need to go over any of that? Questions?
I'm not seeing any questions. I think you're good.
Wonderful, great. Well, this is so fun. I love doing these wrappers, and really there's no limitation to your designs. I mean, any party theme would work. I know we have some, I hate to even say this, but, you know, fall holidays are coming up. I know we've got some great, you know, Thankful for You, fall, autumn themed chocolate bars. So, you know, look through the template gallery and see all the great ideas, and if you don't see what you're looking for, everything is customizable. It's just an easy drag and drop system. All right, so let's go back over to our presentation. All right. Stacey, do you want to give away another set of points?
I would love to do that. How about this time we give away points to Anne Farrington. Anne Farrington.
Wonderful. Great. You can use those points for some of these fun projects. All right, so then we're going to move into some scrap pages. Scrap pages are always fun. I kind of like working on my school year as events happen. I like to do them while they're fresh in my memory. So as soon as the first day of school is done, I like to go ahead and either start a scrap page or start the first page of my storybook, depending on which method you like. You can also always start with scrap pages, and if you get to the end and decide you want a storybook, you can use the import page feature and bring those into your storybook. So it's a great way. You can work either way that you prefer to start off with, but I like to scrap the events as they happen so I don't get to the end of the school year and I'm way behind. So as soon as they're off the first day of school, you know, or we went shopping and they got their backpack, or they were picked up for the first day of school on the bus, I like to go ahead and, you know, hopefully that weekend or the next week, go ahead and get a page done. So this one here is called Doodle Bus Stop. So I started with just the basic grid squares. These squares, you can drop in photos into any square that you'd like. They all function the same way. Any photo box can be a paper box if you want, or put embellishment on it if you only have 3 photos. Turn another box into a paper or add some journaling. Like I just showed you with the wrappers, everything can be customized to fit your style and your way. So there's lots of different school art collections to choose from if this is not your style and you want something maybe a little more sophisticated, or, you know, a little more elementary school looking, although this one is, but there's some even maybe preschool looking collections. But this is a fun little Doodle Bus Stop design, and of course you can always duplicate the page while you're in Studio and under the Manage Pages and do, you know, a spread of them. So you do the same design and just mix it up a little bit. And this is a Premiere design, but this one here is actually a basic design. I thought it was really cute. It's kind of another grid system, but just a different way to handle it with 3 photos instead of, you know, the 4 over here. A space for journaling. You know, you could change this little label here is just text on a little tag here. Easy to change up and make your own little word art and tags. Back to school can be changed, of course. These are alpha letters or alphabet letters that you can change and put your own headline in. So it's just a fun, kind of playful, colorful page done in basic. We also have so many different templates to use. And now, as I've been trying to teach you guys too, when you're looking for school pages, don't just necessarily look in school, the school section or the teacher section. You broaden your horizons. Just look through all the 12 by 12 scrap pages available. You can sort by category, but you can also sort by product. So you can just go in and look at 12 by 12 pages as a whole and get lots of different ideas there. And you can take any scrap page we have and change it into school, or you can take a school one and change it into a Christmas one. Just lots of different things we do. But we try to do lots of different styles just to kind of, so there's something in there for everybody. So these 2 are also in basic. Our basic art collection is just getting better and better every month. We've got extensive lines of school and sports and all sorts of different things now. You would never know by looking at these 2 that they are from the basic art collection. I mean, it's nice to have all the pieces, but really you can do a lot with the basic system. So this one is the first day of school, and it's just, you know, like my daughter with her backpack, so that would look great, and a little bit of journaling. If flowers is not your thing, just swap it out. The collections you'll see have lots of great, just basic colored texture paper too, if you want a little more simple. And then I love the chalkboard with school. So the chalkboard's just fun. this is the places you'll go, and it was kind of based on a theme of what your child wants to be when they grow up. So this child here, I imagined that she wanted to be, a CSI agent, for the, or, work for the FBI and criminal investigations or something. So it was kind of fun. And then there's this little kind of chalk here because it's like a chalkboard. So sometimes too, like you'll find a chalkboard collection that's kind of listed with school, but you don't really see the chalk pieces or chalk. Search chalk and you'll find different things. This chalk is actually from a gymnastics collection. The gymnasts use, the chalk on their hands and stuff. So don't be afraid to search just random collections because there's things in there that you can use in different ways than they were intended to. But it's kind of fun to throw in that chalk there on the paper. All right. And then as you're working on these projects, we're talking about back to school, but always when you find something in the template gallery, go ahead and add it to your favorite, like I told you earlier, because before you know it, teacher appreciation is going to be up on you. Christmas, these are all great ideas, so you can just start finding them now. If you're prepared ahead of time and do a little planning, it'll just save you so much time. Like this is an adorable design. I love this one. It takes a big heart to teach little minds. Miss Moore, and then a lot of them have a little saying here, but it requires one photo. So super easy. So just you kind of need to be on the lookout. Maybe the first day you always take that picture with the teacher and your child. Maybe that's the one you use in here. You can swap this vertically if you'd like, the vertical picture, or a picture of the school. So just be prepared kind of ahead of time and know what you need to be photographing or looking for along the way. We also, as post-bound albums and scrap pages are on sale this month, I want to show you a couple of those to be aware of. I thought this was a nice, playful design. This blue and black kind of chalk combination works perfect for a boy or a girl. This is the cover of the post-bound album here. In the art collection, you will find, this one says second grade, but there's, all the different school years are listed. So you can just change that out real easily and drop in a new picture, and you're ready to go on that. And this is the start of a couple of scrap pages that would look great on the inside of this one. But with the post-bound albums, it's great to mix up different scrap pages in size. So we've got hundreds of, pages for you to choose from. And my favorite, import page feature, I did the same thing, import page onto a mug. And I just, instead of it was being, the original design was tall with 3 tall. I just moved the top row onto the side so it wrapped around horizontally instead. Excuse me. So that's pretty easy to do too. We also have what we call our snapshot stories, which is kind of our take on Project Life, which is kind of these smaller little insets. Some are photos, some are fun little quotes and pictures. And you can, for your post-bound album, you can actually buy the clear plastic sleeves for inside of your post-bound that have, instead of the one big 12 by 12 slot, they have the smaller either 4 by 6 openings or the even little smaller, I think they were 2 by 3. But this one is actually, these are 12 by 12 scrap pages. This is just designed to look like the snapshot stories or the Project Life pages. So these are all just little individual boxes on a 12 by 12. So you can keep it just like this and then slide it into your 12 by 12 sleeve. But this set of this grade school collection also has 4 by 6 cards available. So if you like that real Project Life look and you have those 4 by 6 clear plastic sleeves available to you, it's like probably would be 6 pockets that way in your clear plastic sleeve. We have a whole set of the 4 by 6 invitation style cards that work well too. And we even have a whole collection of these, the 4 by 6 cards, that you'll actually splice or cut into. They actually have a little dotted line you'll see when you go into the template, which make the smaller little cards if you like, the tiny little insets instead. So this grade school collection has a lot of different pieces. And when you go search the gallery, you'll see, once you click on the post-bound album or one of the other pages, down below in the descriptions, you'll also see a list of all the different coordinating projects So you'll see lots of different options for kind of this look and feel of the snapshot stories. And I came up with this kind of daily list, checklist idea this year. As my kids are getting older, I want them to take on more responsibility. As a mom, we tend to take on a lot of the responsibility ourselves. But as they get older, I'm tired of saying, you know, do you have your backpack ready? Do you have your shoes on? Is your homework done? So this way, I came up with this little checklist, and it's a little more for they can see. I don't have to say it all the time. They can look at their little checklist every day and see what needs to get done before school, after school, and before bed. So we've come up, after doing some testing, we have found out that our 8x10 metal prints, or actually any of our metal prints that we have, this one just happens to be on the 8x10 size, our metal prints you can actually write on with a dry erase marker. So the kids can have their own metal prints. You can have them in their room or hanging in your, if you have a mud room or somewhere where it's visible to them every day, they can see it and they know what needs to get done. And they can actually use a little dry erase marker and check or X off what they've gotten done every day. And then they just use a little whiteboard eraser and wipe it off, and they're good to go for the next day. So it's kind of a little interactive way so they can see the progress that they're making to help you out and kind of, you know, become a big kid and help out a little bit more. These are also available in 11x14 prints. You can't write directly on the prints, but what you can do is you very inexpensive frames at any of the craft stores. Purchase, publish our 11x14 print, and then you'll put a frame on with the glass. So all those frames come with glass, and you can do the same thing like the metal prints. The dry erase pen works perfectly on the glass. It's so fun. It's this great feeling that you can actually write on there without damaging, you know, the print per se. So metal works great, and on glass works great. So I came up with a girl version, and then I also kind of did a boy version, which I ended up doing this Disney theme. I just saw this cute little red, blue, and yellow banner, which started me on the theme. And I said, well, you know, really these daily lists or checklists could have some type of a reward system at the end. You know, this one maybe it's not everyday school activities, but maybe it's things that you want your kids to accomplish. Maybe you could say, you know, a list of goals for the year. Throughout the school year, maybe they, you know, work their best. They always are on time to school. They've got their homework ready. They got good grades. You could have this whole list of requirements, and at the end, if they fulfilled all the requirements, they could actually get a trip to Disney or some other type of bonus. So it's a little reward system, too, that you could work on with them with this. So it's fun, interactive. And it'll free up some of your time, too, so you're not after them all the time. All right. And then I'm not really going into books on this class because a lot of my other classes in the previous years, we've covered a lot on storybooks. These take a little bit more time than the real fast and easy back-to-school gifts. But storybooks, we have them for every grade level, from preschool all the way up through college. There's several different versions. I would go through and look at all the different storybooks for school that we have available and kind of find maybe the one that you like and go ahead and stick to that. And like I said earlier, you just start working at it as an event comes around. Maybe it's like Silly Sock Day or something. So you want to go ahead and document Silly Sock Day right after it happens, and then you'll be done with that page, and then you'll be ready for the Halloween party, you know, the next week or something like that. So just go ahead and work on the storybook throughout the year, so that when it gets to the end of the year, you're not in panic mode because you haven't started. So go ahead and, you know, work on it gradually over time, and before you know it, in the school year will be here, and you'll be just putting in the last finishing touches, and you'll be ready to publish without all the hassle. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and studio. We're going to go to the studio now and work on a project together. And if you guys have any questions or something that you'd like me to demo, let me know. Go ahead and type that into the chat section, and I will get to that. Let's see here. Let's find. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to my studio. I think I want to start by showing you the import page feature, and we'll go from there. So I have already saved from the template gallery the Doodle bus stop. So I thought that was cute and a great starting point. I kind of like the grid system. But I like to do scrapbook pages in 8x8 size. So I've already gone and started a new project in the 8x8 size. So I'm going to put the 12x12 onto the 8x8. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and open this new 8x8 project, which will be completely blank. Just takes a minute here to load. Okay, so here's my new 8x8 page. So basically down here in the Content Explorer, I'm going to click on this here and bring it open. And I want to select my project. So the current project I can see here has nothing on it at all. But I'm going to go into my unfinished projects. And I see the Doodle bus stop here. So I'm going to click on that, and it shows me there's one page in there. I'll click on that, and it shows me all the little pieces that are used in here, so I can see everything. So yep, that's the page I want. I'm going to import the page. It'll say basically it's replacing everything that's on your page now, so you really want to start with a blank page. If you have any design started at all on your page, it'll wipe it out and import this new page on top of it. So you want to make sure you start with a clean blank page. So I'm importing the page. And as we all know from common sense, the 12x12 is bigger than the 8x8. So as you can see, it hangs over the edge. So basically, all I want to do is I want to go Edit. I want to select all, which is Control-A for a shortcut if you like the shortcuts. So now I've grabbed all the pieces, but it's in the locked position. So I'm going to open my toolbox, and I'm going to unlock all my pieces of art. Everything's grabbed together, so I'm just going to grab this bottom corner here. You see down here on the bottom corner. I'm going to click, and I'm just going to drag it up just to make it fit the 8x8 page. See how that looks. Okay. Let's go in bigger. Yep, so that looks great. I'm using my arrows on my keyboard just to kind of censor it a little bit better. But basically, it took that 12x12 page, took the exact design, and just with that one little shrink thing on the corner, I made it into an 8x8 page. So great, there you go. All right, let's change this up a little bit. Let's say I don't have little kids anymore, and I've got a graduate. Let's see how I can change this into an older, sophisticated looking design from this template. Let's go see what my graduation photos look like. All right, let's say we're going to drop in some photos here. I want to make sure everything, I'm going to edit, lock. I want to lock all in the project or all on the page so that everything's ready for me to drag and drop. If it's unlocked, I can't drag and drop unless I use that control button to do that. But I like them locked. It's just easier to swap everything in. So I'm just going to drag and drop in a few photos there. That one, see, I'm just dropping right into that red button. Perfect, let's drop that one. So some of these drop in nicely into the box, but sometimes, like you can see, she's out of the picture a little bit. If we go ahead and click on this, go to our toolbox, tools, we're going to adjust it, and we can either scale it up, or we can click on it and drag it into the correct position and then say done. And it's moved her over into the position that you want. Let's see, what else can we, oh, I know, let's see. I saw a picture down here. Let's look here. Under my art collections, no, not art collections, I want to go to my photos again. I saw this cute photo here, but it's obviously a horizontal photo which does not fit any of my little square boxes on this design, but I really want this one on the page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually click on the staple, click on the school bus sign. I'm going to unlock them and then hit the delete on my keyboard so it's completely removed. I want to put this photo in these two squares, but I want to make it one square. So how do I line it up perfectly? So what I like to do, here's my little trick, is I click on this one, unlock it, click on this one, unlock, and if I grab the two together, it tells me here in the toolbox that the width of that is 4.54. 4.54. So basically, I'm going to delete this one. And then on this one, if I grab this one and I unlock the proportions so that it doesn't stay proportional, I just want this photo to stay in the same location but get wider. I'm going to change the width here. I'm going to type it in to 4.54 and hit the return button. And obviously it's distorted this photo here, but it has kept the grid perfectly so everything's lined up and you don't have to reline it up again. So it's the exact width of what those two photos would have been. So I'm going to go ahead and lock that into place again. And then I'm going to go back down to my pictures. And I'm going to drag this horizontal photo up and then drop it into place. And let's see how it works. Perfect. So that's how I got a wide photo in. So you changed the grid up a little bit, but it's still on the grid. So did everybody get how I did that?
I think everyone got that part, but they were wondering if you could show about the edit lock everything again option.
Oh, lock yeah. So, yep. So let's go ahead. I just did the Control A, which grabbed everything here. So right now everything's locked. If you go up into Edit, you would do Select All or Control A. And then down here is Lock. You can either lock all on page, unlock all on page, lock all on page, or unlock all on page. So right now it's all locked, so I want to unlock all on page. So everything, I can move anything now, which I don't typically work in that because inevitably you're going to bump something and move it out of place a little bit. So I like to keep everything locked and then unlock the one piece that I'm working on. So now everything's unlocked. So go ahead and do Control A or Edit, Select All. So I've grabbed everything. I'm going to go to the Lock, and then I'm going to go Lock All on Page, which now everything's back to the locked position again. So that's how I like to keep everything unless I'm working on that piece. So I hope that explains it.
Yep, that did it. Thank you.
Great. Okay, let's change this up to a more sophisticated art collection. I'm going to type in congratulations. And I love this little congratulations collection. It's got a collection with embellishments, and it also has kind of the 4x6 cards. So let's change this up. Let's see what's available in here. I love this. It had great word art. It's great for a graduate. I think down here, I'm just going to go ahead and remove a couple of these pieces. I'm going to click on them, unlock, and delete. And I know sometimes you'll have trouble grabbing on certain little things with little lines and little tiny pieces of type. Let's see, it's hard to grab sometimes. So your best bet is to go in big and just go ahead, and you have to click on not anywhere in the shape, but like right on a line in order to grab it. Then unlock it and delete. It was all together. This is the same thing. You have to grab right on one of the lines, unlock it, and delete. You can't grab kind of somewhere in between. If you see here on the little doodle on the outside, it'll grab the background paper and not the little doodle itself. So you've got to be right on the little tiny piece. So just use your magnifying glass and go in bigger so that you can really see where you're working. Okay, so let's go back down to our regular size. I can see my project again. So in this box here, I want to change the paper. So let's change that maybe to the blue paper. So I'm going to drop that in. And then I can make it bigger. And it's all these fun little word art pieces here, like dream big, class act, reach for the stars, hot dog, your time to shine. So we're going to drop that one on there. I'm going to grab the corner and just make it a little bit smaller. I kind of like room to breathe around it. And then to make it pop a little bit more, let's add a drop shadow. So drop shadows can be found in your toolbox under Effects, this middle one here. And we're just going to click on drop shadow. And the default is really your best bet in most cases. It's a distance of 2. Angle's always 45. I always keep my angle at the same 45. I never change that one. And then the intensity is 75, so it's not super harsh, but it's not kind of really blown out either. So that drop shadow looks great. So basically, we just continue to build on our page. We just change things out. Let's see what other fun things the art collection has. Oops, I moved my page. I want to move to the art. Let's see what else we have. There's balloons, and oh, here's a fun little banner, little blue one here. You just drop on the banner, add a drop shadow. I love just being able to click and I instantly have a drop shadow. I'll delete this one off. So it's basically the template is just giving you a guide, a kind of a roadmap on where you should be placing things. You don't have to follow it if you don't like that. It'll give you at least an idea to get, to spark your creativity or to give you a direction on where to start, so it's not a complete, you've got a blank page and you don't know where to go. I often start with a template, and then sometimes it looks nothing like the template when I'm done, but it was a great starting point to get me started. And I also find a lot of inspiration from the art collections as well. I found this, this collection is called Congratulations, and I absolutely love it. It's just wonderful, and I use it a lot because it's a lot of great pieces that don't necessarily have to go for graduation or something. Congratulations. I love the banner, the Janus pattern in the banner, and I like the flowers in here. So lots of great things you can do. So as you can tell, just by changing a few pieces, it's already getting a more sophisticated look and feeling. All right, how are we doing on time? It looks like we got a couple more minutes. I wanted to show you too, if you are using Basic, you kind of look over in the Premiere sometimes and you see all these great little pieces of word art. And sometimes we don't have them all available, or if you're in Premiere and you have this little piece here, but for some reason it doesn't say a high school or a college or something, that it's not an option, you can make your own little word art tags if you want. It's very simple. Let me show you how to do that real quick. I go to my art collections and I'm going to grab a piece of paper. Let's just grab something simple. Let's just grab kind of the black piece of paper. It's got a little bit of a texture to it. I don't know if you can see it on the screen here. It's kind of a linen. And then we're just going to crop that piece of paper into the shape that we want our word art to be. So I'm just grabbing the corners and grabbing in, pulling in, and this makes a little piece of paper basically to make your little word art in. You're kind of just copying what's already there if you need to make your own piece. I always add a drop shadow on. There. You can do fun things with your tags, like round the corners a little bit, makes it look more like tags. It's kind of fun little corner tag. And then all you're going to do is take a little text box. We're just going to drag up a text box, and let's just say, we're going to say graduate on there. So I'm just going to change that to graduate. So once I have my text box, I know I'm going to want to change that to white. So it pops. I'm going over here to the toolbox, the little black, and I click on the little tiny triangle here. You got to get it right in the triangle, and then you get this eyedropper tool, so you can grab colors. So I've grabbed white right now, so you can see the graduates turned white. Or I could go over here and grab some of the blue. I don't want black, I want blue. Blue, it could be yellow, but I probably want it white, so I just grab white from the outside here. So basically, to line up the text to make your own little paper tag here, I like to take my text box and make it the exact width of the little paper behind it. So, and then you just want to make sure that under your font selection, you want to have it centered as opposed to flush left or flush right. You just center it. And then you're just going to, I'm going to go in bigger. I always like to work bigger so I can see what I'm doing. I'm going to maybe letter space this a little bit so I can bring out my letters here in the letter spacing. And then I'm just going to bring that down a little bit. Click off. I'm a little high still. I'm going to bring it down so it looks just centered. So basically, I could delete off this elementary, and I could add in my own tag. And to move this piece, it's in the wrong location now. I'm going to want to click on the graduate and then hold down the Shift key and grab the box. So that's how you grab multiple items at once, is by holding down the Shift key. So once you have both of the elements, then you're able to move that into whatever location that you would like. And then I probably grab the staple again, unlock it, move the staple over, Now it's behind. If something gets behind, you want to go down here along the bottom, and if you toggle over them, it'll tell you what it does. So I want to bring that staple all the way to front, so it looks like the staple is holding that little piece of paper. So you can see just how I did it there. So that's how you make your own little pieces of word art. So did everybody get all that? I know I go quick. You can always go back and watch the recording of this too and kind of practice, what I'm showing you how to do on your own system.
So far, no questions on that. I have a request when you're done working on this, but everyone seems to be good with what you've done here.
Great. I think we're about out of time. So what's the last question of the day?
We have a request to see how you add an element to your My Favorites collection.
Okay. Let's see here. I don't use this very often, honestly, but okay, let's see. I need a refresher on this. So I'm going to go to Art Collection. Can I do this? Does that work? All right. Brooke, you may need to walk me through this. Let's see. I can't remember. I rarely use it because I ended up having, in my original favorites, I had so many pieces available. Let's see. There it goes. Okay. This is how you do it. Now I remember. So you're basically going to open up your Content Explorer. You are going to click on the My Favorites little icon here, which opens up the secondary box. So you've got My Favorites box open. You can make your own folders. You can create a new folder. Let's say this is just our test folder. Okay. I'm going to click on the test folder, and then I want to open any art collection that I want. I found my favorite. Like I love these 4 flowers. So I'm just going to click on whatever I want and drag them right up into My Favorites folder. So everybody see how that's working? So anytime I can go back to My Favorite folder and find these flowers. So it's actually real simple. I know we don't use it a lot or don't show it, but it's a great, and I did use it a lot when I was starting because I'd find my certain collections that I like, but now I'm open to the entire library. I mean, it's just hundreds of thousands of pieces, which are great. So I just mix things from different collections all the time. But you can see I had a couple other ones set up here, some animals that I like, and maybe some alphas in here too. So once again, you'll go to My Favorites, click on the little icon, and it'll open up your secondary box. Let's see, I can go to my art collections. Let's just go back and say, let's see, butterfly, and see what's available. So you can open up any collection. I can see more. Let's just put it back to our test. Oh yeah, there's a cute butterfly. So I'm just going to drag up some butterflies that I like. So basically, that's the way that you use My Favorites folder.
Perfect. Thank you for sharing that.
Sure. Well, we're out of time already. It always goes so fast.
It sure does, but that was some great ideas, and we had some people that were so excited about the possibilities of things to do for back to school, and even some that were saying, wow, I'm getting excited for the holidays too, planning things for that.
I know. It's right around the corner. So.
It is, and you got to start early if you're going to paper craft these things.
Absolutely.
Well, the last thing I'm going to do is give away some points, and we're going to give them to Catherine Warrior. Catherine Warrior, you get 25 points. Roxanne, thank you so much. I know how much time this takes, and we really appreciate you sharing all your ideas and the tips, and it makes using Studio that much more fun.
Oh, it's my pleasure, Stacy. I appreciate you and Brooke being on with me, and it's definitely teamwork to put these together. So thanks to everybody for joining us. If you come next month on August 24th, we are going to have a class entitled Away We Go, and we are going to focus on our summer vacations or any other vacation that you took during the year. So we'll work on summer projects probably with more of a scrap page to storybook spin on it. And then after vacations, the next couple classes, we are going to hit all the holidays. So thanks for joining us tonight, everyone.
Hey, Roxanne, actually, it's not the 24th. We're doing the 4th Thursday, right? August 24th is a Monday. So I'm thinking we are going to do it on August 28th.
Actually, which calendar is this? Too many calendars on my desk. I have it August 20th. August 20th it is.
August 20th. August 20th. Okay, August 20th. We're going to do it on the third Thursday. August 20th is what we're doing there. So, yeah, definitely not.